What is up, guys? So in today's video I am going to be showcasing you the new buff on the Quincy King Awakened in this new Anime Last Stand Christmas update. So the way you can get Quincy King Awakened is only from trading, because he is no longer obtainable. I have no clue why they are even buffing units that are no longer obtainable. Shouldn't they be buffing units that are obtainable, but they have a weird obsession, I guess, for buffing units that are not even obtainable anymore? Anyway, before we do showcase this unit, I do want to get some good stats on our units. Oh, we are not spinning that off. Oh my gosh, we are keeping that. Especially we have Avatar on him, and it is definitely the second best trait, because the best trait is Glitch. I mean, at this point, who can beat Glitch? Imagine in the future they're going to release a better Glitch trait. I cannot imagine that day, because that is absurd. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop on into an infinite to take a look at on what they have buffed our units. I mean, not units, a singular unit, who is Quincy King Awakened. Hahaha. Alright, let's freaking go. We are speedrunning this. Alright, so you might be wondering what they have buffed on Quincy King Awakened. So basically, they have balanced all of his upgrades. They have balanced all of his upgrades, and his DPS on the final upgrade has heavily increased, and they have slightly increased his rate. Excuse me. They have slightly increased his range. I can't imagine on how much they have increased his DPS on the last upgrade, especially when they said heavenly increase. You know that they have heavenly increased it. Oh, Quincy King's range is not that crazy when you compare it to other units. Well, if you guys do not know, he has a passive. This unit will have a damage boost ability. Plus 1, 2, 3% damage to all allies in his range, maxed to 10%. And right now he is buffing my Kisuke. I mean, not Kisuke. He is buffing my Ichigo by 0.5%, which is nice. And as you guys can see, as I upgrade Quincy King Awakened, it increases the buff on Ichigo. And I wonder if it stacks, and it doesn't actually stacks. More of Quincy King Awakened is interrupting Ichigo's buff, so that is a very unfortunate. Well, I wonder how much buff he can do, because Ichigo can buff your units by 10% damage. So if Quincy King can buff more than 10% damage, then he's already better in some aspect. But anyway, ooh. Whoa, his stats are extremely strong already. What the frick? Whoa, when they said they have heavily increased his DPS on the last upgrade, that is insane. 90 million damage with his lightning dealing 28.8 million. Excuse me. What the frickadoodles? And it seems like once you get him to upgrade 10, he's going to buff your units by 10% damage. Oh, that is literally the same as Ichigo Moonless Sky, but the difference is Ichigo Moonless Sky can buff your unit's damage by 10% on placement already without getting into max upgrade. So that's the difference between one of them. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and calculate his DPS now. So 82.5 million damage with plus 28,800,000 divided by 6.5. His DPS is 17,123,076. Wowie. I do not know why they would buff such a thing, especially Quincy King Awakened. That is extremely broken. I do not see what is the purpose of buffing units that are no longer obtainable. I wish they were actually buffing. They buff a lot of units that are obtainable, of course, but I don't see the purpose, the appeal of buffing Quincy King Awakened. More of it only boosts people to do trading, you know, like push them to be like, oh my gosh, Quincy King Awakened is insanely meta. After watching MrRhino's video on seeing on how extremely strong the freaking buff is. But yeah, 17 million DPS is kind of insane for a unit that is no longer obtainable and can only be obtained through trading. So that is very unfortunate to many people who doesn't trade. But yeah, that is the showcase of the new Quincy King Awakened buff with avatar trait. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, how can I ever forget? He also have an ability. If you guys do not know what his ability does, it deals 15 billion damage to enemies in units range. So he does a nuke in his whole entire range, which is extremely broken if you ask me. So yeah, Quincy King Awakened is definitely one of the meta units, because what the frick is that DPS? 17.1 million damage per second? That is some meta DPS if you ask me. Well, thank you all so much for watching this showcase upon this newest buff on our guide. So thank you all so much for watching. I will be seeing you on my next one.